Welcome to another episode of Benton First News Network. I'm your host, Sam Pierce, the Director of Communications for Benton First United Methodist Church. Today, we sit down with Glenna Cleek, a layperson with the Encore Ministry and the host of the Weekly Devotional series. Glenna is a former teacher and has been doing the devotionals since COVID began. Did Donna reach out to you and ask you to do this, or how did it start?
Well, I had been one of the Encore Bible study leaders, and I'd led maybe 5 different Bible studies since they started the Encore program. And I had just finished in February one, and I really enjoyed doing it. And I had already started writing a new one that I was planning to do just as soon as I could. And then the pandemic started, and I thought, oh, I'm not going to have a chance to do that one. But I kept working on it, and then all of a sudden I realized this thing's going to last longer than we thought it was going to. So I talked to Donna, and I kind of thought about maybe trying to do it online, because I knew that these people who usually come to my Bible studies and some of the older people in church, a lot of them are by themselves, and I knew that maybe just another reach from the church would be good for them, that just to let them know that the church is there, that the church cared for them, and just to give them a little lift, And that was my whole purpose in doing the videos, was just as kind of a lift. Then I thought, when I talked to Donna, I thought, well, I've been writing devotionals for years and years and years, and for various reasons, and different Bible studies, Sunday school classes, and whatever. And I decided that I could use those devotionals and make a video with them. So I asked Donna, I said, would it be okay if I did that? And she said, well, let's talk to Ben. So Ben said, yes. So that's kind of how it started. The devotionals, although I had so many that I had written over the years, I still wanted to change them to be kind of make a difference with what's going on now with the COVID-19 and all that, that it would be helpful to people in some way. I was just telling a friend today, it has been the biggest blessing to me. It really has. I love doing it. I love the writing. I've written a lot over the years, and I really enjoy the writing, and I enjoy the teaching. This is the first time I've ever done anything like, do a video, but the writing process is my favorite part, because, you study so much, and I end up reading so many different Bible verses, just trying to come up with the right thing for the theme that I've chosen, the Bible verse that I've used, the story or illustration that I've used, trying to put it all together. And that's just fun. And then my main thing about a Bible study or anything that I'm doing like that is applying the Word of God to a person's life. So that's what I've tried to do with these. And that's the one thing I really enjoy. That's my most favorite part of it. And as I was telling a friend today, has just been a joy to me. And it's been a blessing, too, to Dawn and me, because I have a wonderful husband who is very smart, and he has helped me with the editing. I can be very, very wordy, as you can tell already. And he will help me to say the same thing that I'm wanting to say in much fewer words sometime and make it just as much sense. But he's a wonderful editor, and so he's really helped me. And then that gives us a chance to like talk about it and visit about it. And he gives me ideas sometimes. And so it's been a blessing to the two of us together too. And one more thing, it's just been a wonderful way to spend this time of just having to be at home, because we're not like some other people who go out all the time or anything. We have been basically here, and I have not seen my children even very much. So this is just, it's been such a meaningful and wonderful thing to do. So here I am.
I was gonna say, I think like my favorite thing about your videos is just the stories that you have to kind of go along with what you're trying to get across. I especially enjoyed when you thought your mother was like a ghost or some kind of entity that was in your room and she like tackled you.
Yeah, my scary. Right. Every one of my stories are, most of them are things that really have happened. And the funny thing is that all of these people who've come to my Bible studies have probably heard a lot of these stories before, because I use them as illustrations in my teaching. I try to keep them like they were. And all of them, like I say, they really are true stories. Every once in a while, I have to change a name to protect someone who doesn't want their name or anything said about them, but I still try to not compromise the integrity of the story. And so that's a fun thing. And I did start those in the beginning, those stories that I was writing and tying it in with a devotional to give to my grandchildren. And I've made little books and sent them to them just so they could know more about my spiritual journey in a way, so that, because I don't get to see them very often. I have 3 grandchildren that are all grown, and I just wanted them to know these old family stories and to know more about my growth, my spiritual growth.
Does it come easy for you in some aspects? You said you were a former teacher, right? So having kind of go over these lessons is something similar to what you're used to.
That's the thing. It's hard. You're a writer too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes writing is hard, but it's I don't know. It seems like the harder it is, the bigger blessing I get from it. I don't know if that makes sense, but yet it doesn't always come easy. I will sit here and sometimes I have to pray over every sentence that I write, just about, to make it come together and make sense. And when you're writing and you have like a transition time going from the story to the Bible verse, or from the Bible verse to the application, you've got to get the words just right there. And that's sometimes really hard to do, but I really enjoy it. And then when I get finished, and it usually takes me about 3 days to write one, and when I get through, I'm like, so Dawn and I have a big deal about when I get finished doing a video, we always get a treat. We feel like I owe it to myself, And another thing about it being difficult for right now is I'm having a great amount of trouble with my eyes. In fact, I'm going tomorrow and probably have a procedure on my eye, and reading is very difficult right now. And when my eyes get tired, I just kind of have to back away for a little while. But But like I say, seems like the harder it is, sometimes the more blessing I receive from it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Glenna. I appreciate you taking the time to do this.
I thank you for asking me. I surely do. And I hope everyone enjoys the videos, and I'll continue to do them as long as they let me, I think. Thank you very much.
Her videos are now available every Saturday on our mobile app, website, and social media accounts. As many of you know, our Associate Pastor Taylor Loy has been reappointed to Grand Avenue United Methodist Church in Stuttgart. We are both saddened by his new appointment to Grand Avenue, but thankful for the time he served here. We look forward to how he will build for God's kingdom in Stuttgart and wish him the best. Please be in prayer for his new appointment and new ministry setting. We had a couple of responses to this week's discussion post on Sunday. Kelly said she loves that baptism as an infant is initiating that child into Christ. As parents, we have the greatest job to be an example and lead our kids in the right direction. Please continue to comment on our discussion post every Sunday, and maybe your comment will show up in this video. Remember to join Reverend Loy and Brother Ben today at noon for a time of prayer and devotion on Facebook. Also, Brother Ben will return on Thursday for his Bible study. Remember to download our mobile app and follow us on Facebook for up-to-date information. And that concludes this week's episode of Benton First News Network. Remember, we love you and we miss you,